Hello, it's Rachel here on the Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel with our beautiful April kits, and this is my first layout that I have created. I've chosen these two Maggie Holmes crepe papers which were in the kit, and look at what I have here. I have a paper trimmer. How lucky am I? A beautiful friend of mine, a new friend that I've made on the Kitaholic Kits members forum, gifted me this, so thank you very much, Donna. Your generosity astounds me. And look at that, how quick was that? I got my papers cut, none of that blue knife. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Donna, thank you so much. So what I have done with my beautiful paper trimmer and these beautiful papers is I have cut I think I cut 6 inches of that leaf paper, and then I did cut 6 inches of the stripy paper as well, but I only left 4 inches exposed, and then I think I cut off roughly another inch. So I think it's sort of, a third of the stripy paper. And originally I had planned to use it as you see it now, and what I'm just doing here is I'm just going through the ephemera. We got 2 ephemera packs this month. We got one in the Pocket Life kit and one in the main kit, and so that's what I'm just sorting through now. And I decided to go with the leaf on that pink paper is a really dark bluey green teal colour. So I start going through and pulling out everything in that sort of colour range. Okay, so I've chosen out the ephemera that I think that I'm going to use, and then I'm just going through the other little extras that we got with our kits, and I'm going to pull those out, or pull out what I think I'm going to use, and also some things from some previous kits, and I'm going to have them ready on hand, ready for my layout. So I've got one of the Amy Tan picture overlays, and I'll pull out the little resin flowers and some sequins. You can see it all up in the top there. Now here's my photo. The photo that I'm scrapping today is my husband and I. We're in a taxi on our way to a friend's birthday party, and it's actually a Snapchat photo, and I've cut off up the top. I had put a little date night sort of wording, and I've cut that off. So I've decided I'm going to spin the paper around. I'll spin it around a few more times, and I end up with this orientation of the paper, and I'm going to start placing my ephemera and my bits and pieces and getting them all sort of positioned where I want them. As I normally do, I don't stick as I go. I like to sort of lay things out first, move them around, and then when I'm happy with them, then I'll go ahead and adhere them down. So that's what I'm just going to do now. So this piece here is 4 flowers in a row, all joined. Now I've decided I'm going to cut those apart so that I can scatter them through on my page, and that particular piece was from the Wildflower pack. And basically once I've got them sitting where I want them, I think I'm ready to go ahead and back my photo. Well, I'm not sure. Let's just see what happens here. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back my photo. So this is just a bit of white tissue that I fold over, and I'm going to put that straight under my photo, and then I'm going to do a layer of vellum as well. I just wanted some soft layers, and being my first layer, I didn't want to cut into too many of my other papers that I have. So I did choose to pull in some tissue and some vellum from my stash. Okay, so the photo is backed with the tissue paper and the vellum, and I'm just going to use my double-sided tape to stick that down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere down all my bits and pieces of ephemera just back in the same spot. So I'm going to edit that out because you've already seen me fiddle with that and the placement doesn't change. And I'm just going to use again my double-sided tape and some glue on the finer pieces of ephemera. Okay, now that everything's stuck down, I've pulled in some twine to put through my tag. And then I have a brainwave and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to use this sequin thread? But unfortunately the sequins wouldn't fit through the hole, and as I was sort of trying to poke them through, some sequins fell off. So I decided I would just go with the twine, and I went with the blue and white. I need to go back to the store that I got these from and get some other colours, because I've only got the blue and white and the pink and white, and sometimes those colours don't work. And of course I'm going to do a bow because I love little bows, so I'm going to do that. And then just fiddling around with that. There we go, I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to, with the flowers that I cut apart, I've put some foam dots on the back, and I'm going to stick those up and bump those up. I was feeling that everything was a little bit too flat, a little bit too one-dimensional. So I've popped them up on some foam adhesive, and I'm happy with that. And then one of the sequins that fell off the trim matched the same colour sequins that I had in my stash. So I pulled in one big sequin and then two of the little sequins that had fallen off my trim. And I'm going to use those down in the corner in place of enamel dots. And over on that Think Happy and You Will Be Happy square, I was going to use a resin flower, but then I found these gorgeous teeny tiny wood veneer hearts. So I'm going to put 3 of those over there, and I will adhere those down, and I'm pretty much done with the bottom of my page then. Okay, now I'm just making a cluster in my top left hand corner. This is something I like to do. I feel like there's a lot of blank space up there, and I know I'm going to want to bring in a title as well. So I feel like instead of just by doing a top cluster, that stops the title just floating up there. So I've just pulled in a bit of that stripy paper from down the bottom and a couple of ephemera pieces, and I'm going to just make a small cluster up here. I'm going to cut a fishtail banner in the stripy piece, and then there's another fishtail banner and one of the leafy floral ephemera pieces. Now I've pulled out these stickers which we did get in a previous kit, and I was tossing up between Best Ever and Here and Now, and I went with Here and Now. And that colour actually, even though it was really glittery and nothing else was glittery on the page, I felt it really went quite well, and I think it looks really nice in person. And I also had a few hearts left on that thicker page, so I pulled those in to sort of tie the title and that texture of the title in on the page. So I put a glittery heart down near that hummingbird down on the bottom right, and then I put one up in the top cluster, which will appear any minute now. There it is. Put one in up there, and I'm pretty much done. I will bring in one more wood veneer. There it is there. And of course you will notice something different when I take my photos, because when I was tidying up I had a great idea to add some little tiny words, so that's what I did. Stick around for the close-ups, and thank you for joining me, and we'll see you another time. Bye.